gosh. Good job. I gave Peggy an official countdown and she was on it.
And she put me on the spot and I didn't know what to
I
say.
know, and so I like that. Good morning, memory bound land. I like that a lot. Good morning, good morning, everyone. It is Katie and Penny today.
Or Peggy, as some people call me.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad that it's a Monday.
It started with a P. It's
That's
okay.
one
it's
thing
good.
I should not do is do videos on Monday mornings because I am, just never know. All right. So good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Good morning.
Peggy. I'm so
this
sorry.
is gonna be a fun morning.
Oh my!
Hi, Kelly.
Hi, Kelly. How are you?
Good.
We're off to a great start. Yeah. I'm Katie.
And I'm Peggy. And Katie just threw her glasses, so they're somewhere.
If you could grab my glasses.
Right there they are.
We need to stop and then come back. But can you get I didn't mean to do that.
We're going to keep rolling.
All right. And welcome to Memory Bound, the paper craft store. And we are happy to have you here on this Monday, this murky Monday morning, because as I'm sure everyone around here is in the heat and we are in the heat.
Yes, in the midst of it. Dog days of summer certainly have arrived.
That is, it is called a no do your hair day for Katie because it just doesn't do anything.
Called frizz.
So just
frizz.
Well, so welcome. And today we are in for such a treat because I'm going to try to take this off.
Okay. You did it.
Because look at these layouts that Peggy has created for us. They are absolutely amazing. And she's going to show us how to do them.
Yes.
And Peggy makes amazing layouts, but ones that we can all do.
Oh, absolutely.
And look at how she stamped and used the die cuts. These are fabulous. Yeah. Hey, Kelly.
It's 9:30.
Yeah.
Okay, we are on the ball. We're on the ball.
It's like we started 3 minutes ago, Kelly.
Well, good. Can I just make a little comment?
Oh, gosh, absolutely.
I just want everybody to know, many things. But first of all, I want you to see my bracelet.
Oh, I was just noticing that.
This is my glimmer that I found at TJ Maxx.
Oh, my gosh, I love that.
And the reason I'm wearing it today is because I'm heading to the Craftopia Expo, which is a trade show for crafty stores like Memory Bound. Yes. So we're leaving in just a little bit.
And flying out,
writing a lot of orders, not with this pencil, but hopefully.
But just a reminder,
cool
right?
Memory Bound.
Yes, I hope so too.
Taking classes and finding new product, taking classes, learning techniques, having fun, and mostly what I love the most, you guys, is just meeting up with friends that I have from the industry. So that's where I'm off to. So you guys, thanks. Yes. And
are you going to do videos from there?
Yeah, we're going to do videos.
Oh, yay.
I'll post pictures because there's lots of new product coming.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Me too. It's probably one of the biggest. This year's, they probably have more vendors than they've had in the past.
Oh, good. That's good.
More crafty supplies.
Oh, I love to see that it grows. That's exciting that it's growing.
It is exciting that it's growing. Yeah.
So,
all right.
See everybody next week.
Safe travels.
Yes. Have fun.
Enjoy the cool.
Yeah, enjoy.
All right, we're going to move on over to show you some new product. Again, it's Katie and Peggy today, and Kelly and Doug are off to a fun place.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Do you want to show these?
Sure.
Let's
just start right here with the All in Create. We have a new stamp. Is this a new one or is it? Okay.
It's one that we have.
It is adorable. Look at that. Look at the camera for an eye.
It's called Shutterbug.
I love that little eye.
And
it's $9.99.
She's fun, and the film strip is, or this film, film strip is separate.
And it says "Shutterbug at heart" is the little verbiage.
And if you turn it around, look how she's pretty. She's a good size. I'd say she's about 3x4, maybe. Little Shutterbug.
Real cute. She's real cute. I'll turn it that way so you can kind of see.
Oh my goodness! I must be sweating, Mike.
There we go.
These are fogging up.
Really cute. That is really a cute one. Okay, and then we have some new Tim Holtz stuff.
Yep, that
so I'm going to start with some of the stencils because I'm really liking stencils. This one is called Threads layering stencil, and it's
I thought it was a
$6.99.
tire track.
I
Oh,
wonder
are
if
those the threads?
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And then this one, look at that. Oh, that's fun. This is clockwork layering stencil. Again, $6.99. These are the full-size ones. Those two are the full-size ones. I think that's a fun one.
And these are new from Tim Holtz.
Yep.
We do know that he's not producing new things, but this is stuff that obviously he has already done.
Yeah,
and it could be completely wrong.
And this is mini stencil set number 7, and it's $12.99. You get the 3 stencils in that.
And it looks like they're number ones, and then kind of a herringbone, but not a herringbone, and some circles that are distressed circles or bubbles.
Yeah, so fun ones there.
Yeah.
Those are fun ones. Okay. Then we have another one of these sets. I like the stamp and stencil set. This one is THMM 140. So it doesn't really have a name, it's just a number. THMM 140, $15.99.
See the stencil off to the left, and it's one stencil, but it has 2 things that you can do with it. And then this one's the big greetings. This one says, "Hello, my friend. Happy birthday wishes to you," and some other ones. And they're smaller than the original ones. The original ones are quite big. Oh, there we go. Well, thank you. So focus on the good. Thank you so much. Best day ever. So that's stamp and stencil.
And $15.99. And then we have a couple more stamp sets for all you travel bugs out there. We have this one
called Air Travel.
And
I really
like the map.
Stamps never
go out of style.
Right. They don't stop making them.
Right.
Yes.
I like that one. $24.99 for this set. And again, it is called Air Travel. And then this is also kind of one related to travel. Voyage.
I don't know. So it has the artist journal, voyage. It has a few like just the blueprint type things. But it says SCF00. And classic number 1. So I wonder if this was one of the very first type of one, just due to the fact that it only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stamps on it.
Yep. $24.99 for this set as well. And then we have this one.
Oh, I think I have this one.
And this is $29.99.
This one's Mini Muse 63. And I think I have this one because I was well, maybe I don't. I don't know. I thought I did. But look, it has this one's like the perfect ACT size.
Yes.
Film strip, the coffee spill, which I probably bought just for that. Live the life you've imagined. The journey. I'm not sure, something the soul, which I'm sure it's like something good for you.
I like that argyle.
Ticket, bingo, embrace. Oh my gosh.
I can't read another backward on my side.
Yeah. See if you can read those two.
This one says live the life you want.
Yeah, I got that one, but the other two.
Something imperfection, is that?
Embrace imperfection. I got the first word. You got the second. Ooh,
and the journey awakens the soul.
Oh, thank you. The journey awakens the soul. And embrace imperfection. I like that.
Okay.
And those are $24.99. $29.99.
Yep, this set is $29.99.
All right.
And then we're going to go
to
a couple of
new
Mickey Mouse things for all you Disney lovers.
These are stickers.
Nice big set of stickers. $6.99 for this one.
I like big stickers, and I cannot lie. Yeah. So you can see like my hand with the sticker.
Yes, you can kind of see the size. I think there's a nice variety of stickers on here.
There are.
I think this is a great for layering. Great. I think these are fun. Disney album. This would be a great one for Disney album. $6.99 for that. And then we have the new Spellbinders dies. And for all you camera lovers,
oh my gosh,
I fell in love with this one as soon as it came in. $20.99.
It's called Say Cheese.
Yes.
And that is fun. So it's a camera strap, the camera. Do you want to turn it around to see how? Oh, it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
So you have your lens, and then the straps, and then the camera. And you wouldn't have to put the strap on.
You wouldn't have to put the strap on, no.
Yeah, and you can make a bunch of little cameras beforehand. And if those little dots in the middle of the camera are too much, just use your Posca pen.
Yeah, I mean,
cute.
They're cut out there, so that's
We're going to have to tell Janine about that one.
Classic mouse borders on this one.
Fun.
So you get the anchor, you get the steering wheel of the boat, whatever that's called, musical notes, and then this other border.
The anchor. So anchors and a yellow border, and I would say the steering wheel for the boat.
I don't know what it's called.
I know. And neither do I, because
I'm
it's
not a
Monday.
boater.
And music notes. How fun.
And $26.99 on this.
There you go. Die cuts can be used as additional items. So you can use the border, but then you can use the other pieces for
Yeah,
for
I can see
your
this like along the bottom of a journal box on a layout, or a border for a mini album. You know, the flip books. I think these would be a great size for that.
I would definitely put some of the tape on the back.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I like that.
so nice.
Oh, there you go.
So nice. I
It's a
really
good
like.
size.
I like the Spellbinders dice. Those are
I
really
do too.
nice.
They cut so well.
Yeah, they do. Okay, and this one is called what?
Frame and Sentiments.
So cute.
So
I like
we
them.
have,
These are nice size circles too.
Oh boy, swell and golly, and then it looks like you have my favorite, Hearts and Stars. So let's see the back.
Yeah.
Oh,
Look at that.
Okay, I like that. Look, those are good size stars and
they
hearts. And it has those little half circle sentiments that you could use or not use. Oh, the circle you can cut out a circle. You can cut out verbiage around it and a smaller circle, or you could just cut out a big circle. So that's very you have lots of options. I like that a lot because of the options with the stars and hearts. You can have borders, or you can just have hearts.
I like this one.
That.
This is good.
That's a good one.
I like this one.
Thank you, Spellbinders. Oh,
okay.
She put it to the side and didn't make it in the box.
Not yet. Not yet. I got another idea. A new
good.
alphabet. Look at this.
I like that. And it is called Classic Mouse Alphabet. But remember, you can use these just for anything.
For anything. Yeah. $28.99 for this one.
I like that.
I do too.
And it does also, and I think you're going to show us this. This has on the S, it says layer for shadow. And Peggy's going to show us how to do that.
Quick and easy
today,
way to shadow.
Aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, they're good size ones.
Yes,
I like
they
that
are.
a lot.
I like them. They're really nice. I almost took this home with me on Saturday.
Oh, I like that.
But I took the camera home instead.
That was your special gift to yourself today,
and
or
then
that day.
You can get a set of numbers to go with it. The numbers.
Oh, I like those too. I like to have numbers.
I know you don't always get them.
And layer for shadow. And some nice punctuation.
$19.99.
Classic numbers and punctuation.
$19.99.
Those are
good. Very nice.
Very, very good.
And then we have this one. And I think this is really cute. And the reason I put this to the side was because I thought when I saw this and the circle, wouldn't it be cute to have Mickey's head peeking out from underneath there?
Yes,
would that be cute? I really like this one.
And this has a lot of dies, and it's called Steamboat Willie, and it has Mickey and Minnie and a different Mickey. And so there's 3 different arm poses I want you to see, because you don't have to put, this one has a bent arm and a holding arm. She has 2 just straight out arms. And these are curved arms. So you can use them interchangeably. Ooh, that was a big word for me on Monday.
That was good. That was good.
And
I like to have the little accessories with it too, the little shoes and flowers. $32.99 for this one.
And look at all of those that you get. So many options. Janine would love this because they're so tiny.
Yeah.
So many
tedious
options
tasks,
and fun. And these could go on cards. They can go on 3x4 cards and go into a pocket page. They can go on 12x12.
Now this is one that we've had in stock, but
and it's called the Reel of Color, or what I like, it's the Viewmaster thing.
Which I just think is great. $21.99. We've had this one in stock, but look at this sample card that Spellbinder sent us. Using these 2 together. Spell these out. Sorry. Using these 2 together.
So all of that's together.
Seriously,
Spellbinders was kind to send us these cards, and it is this, and so you get to see the size of the Viewmaster and the Happy Day, and that is from the car dies. This is different happy things. And then look at he has a bent arm and a straight arm.
So you can can change the arms up. They don't have to be symmetrical from side to side. You can change them up.
And this Mickey doesn't have a hat, and the other ones do have hats, so you can leave a hat on or take a hat off. So this one doesn't have that many pieces when you start cutting it out. I think it's a little overwhelming, the amount of pieces, but
when you first see it,
very doable. Isn't he cute? If you are a Disney connoisseur,
if you have a Disney album to do, if you love to go to Disney,
Disney fixation,
What, a couple years ago, didn't they have like the 50th or some kind of anniversary of Disney where they did a show down in in Kansas City too.
Oh yeah,
where they had
you're
like
right.
a traveling
I think
museum
Jennifer,
kind of thing.
Jennifer went down there.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, how cool would that be to
Oh, I love it.
kind of memorialize that with, some of this stuff too. So cute.
Yes. And I do know Echo Park, we got part of the new release and part of the chickens, part of the coffee, but there are other boxes are supposed to come in today.
Oh,
so
that's
you'll
exciting.
have to be
Let's have
watching
some
new stuff tomorrow.
New chickens, yay.
Yeah, new chickens, new chickens.
Maggie, are you watching?
Yeah, Maggie and her chickens.
Yeah.
And so we'll head back over here
Yeah.
and excuse the small little earthquake.
As we pop in place.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah.
And I think we have one announcement.
Okay.
And that would be, I believe, Janine's daughter, Angie.
Oh, yes.
Angie, I heard it's your birthday today.
Happy birthday,
happy
Angie.
birthday, Angie. I don't know if she's on or not because it only shows me one person at a time. But if you are on, Angie, happy birthday. She did not tell us
how old you were.
And that's
but
okay.
I'm going to say 29.
29 is a good guess. That's a solid guess.
Yes.
Yes. So it could be 29. Yeah. So happy birthday to Angie. Angie M. Yeah. That is whose birthday it is. And I hope you have a wonderful day. And I hope it's a little bit cooler your way, but I don't think it is.
I don't either.
Yeah. And now it's supposed to rain every day, isn't it, till Friday?
Yes.
Which is fine.
Yep.
It is good.
Yep.
Oh, and we forgot this.
Oh yeah, our so we are still in the dog days of summer.
Oh my gosh.
So that means we have the Echo Part ephemera, the Pets ephemera and frames and tags sets on special yet today. And these are $1.99 each, regularly $4.99. So you can get both of them for less than what it costs to usually get one package. So great deal.
Such a good deal.
It does. In the papers that I'm using today, the Hot Diggity Dog papers that I'm using today, these match them too. So just those fun bright colors with the reds and the blues and the greens and the yellows. Great colors to use with your pet layouts. So there's our special $1.99. We do have some of those left. So if you are thinking about getting them, go ahead and get those ordered today. Thanks. And then I'm gonna talk about Hot Diggity Dog.
Ooh,
and this
it is Cherie's son's birthday too.
So happy birthday to him, Cherie.
And anybody else who has a birthday today.
It's a great week for a birthday.
It is. I wonder because Peggy, do you have any special days this week?
I might.
Peggy may have a birthday on
and it might be
Friday,
an
and you're 29 also.
Yes, it might be an anniversary of my 29th birthday.
Oh, I love that. How many years have you been 29?
I can't do that.
Okay. A while.
Yes, I've been 29 for quite a while. It's kind of hard to be 29 when your kids are 35, but
it's okay. Sometimes
we can always make the math work, right?
Sometimes that works. Sometimes
it doesn't.
The math work. Yeah.
So, Yep. So,
all right.
So yeah, it's going to be a good week for celebrations, even though it's going to be rainy most of the week. But it is what it is. It's still summer. It's still the dog days of summer. We'll still have a good time.
Oh yeah, it will be.
It's always a party.
It's a party. It's always a birthday.
It's always a party here at Memory Lane.
But you're not working on Friday, right?
No,
I am. I'll celebrate your birthday here.
Okay.
Woohoo! All right. So. Peggy, why don't you show us what you're doing today, and you'll love it. Everybody will love it. So I'm going to pull this out while you chit chat.
Okay. All right. Well, we are going to be looking at some layouts using the Hot Diggity Dog line of papers from PhotoPlay. This is the same line that Janet did with her card kit that we introduced last week. So you guys have seen, some of it already, and it is just a fun line of papers. I think you guys are really going to like it. If you like doing, pet pages, dog pages in particular, you're really going to like this line. It's just, like I said, it's fun and bright. Last week I did layouts using Best to Show with from Echo Park, and as Janet and I kind of talked, we thought it was more of a formal line, a more showy line, a more classic line. This line is just a little more fun. It's a little more whimsical. It's a little more just kind of funky and kind of fun and stuff. And it's got a lot of cute little doggies on it, and you can't help but love it if you're a dog lover like I am.
And the layouts are absolutely amazing, and I'm so excited to meet your
all
little
the dogs
furry
in my
friends.
life.
Yes, I
Yes.
am.
Between our dog and the grandpups, I
We've
mean,
got
we have
quite a
dogs at our
few.
house all the time. In
And I
fact,
love their names.
Yep.
I won't say what their names are yet, but I do
Yep.
love
I always say that our dogs have people names, but my grandkids have made up names. So that's what I say.
Max is not a made up name.
Well, it's Maxon though.
Oh,
It's
that's right, Maxon. Yes,
Maxon.
that's right.
Yeah, Brazen and Maxon are the
That's right.
grandsons, and the dogs are Jack, Carl, and now
Carl?
Bandit. But we used to have Matt. So
Oh my
you know,
gosh.
Jack, Carl, and Matt. When we had them, they had
I
people
think
names.
it's,
And
I've shared that before.
Yeah.
I think with people names are hilarious with
Uh-huh.
animals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, Carl, that's the best one.
I know. I love
That
that.
is
It
the
reminds
best
me
one.
of The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
When his son's name was Carl, and
Carl.
they'd yell for him. You know, the zombies are coming. And you go, Carl,
Uh-huh.
Carl.
Yes, uh-huh.
Sorry
I
about
know.
that. I digressed.
I was at my daughter's house the other day, and it had just rained, and they had just put in a raised bed for some like a little vegetable garden, and all of a sudden I hear Micah yell from the back room, "Carl!"
Carl.
You know, because it's just, you know, and
So
she comes
funny.
storming out and goes, well, he had gotten into the mud.
Oh.
So he jumped in that raised bed and he was just digging around.
Jeez.
He was having a good time.
Carl.
But you know, he knew as soon as he heard that he needed to get out of there.
I love it. That's a hoot.
Mm-hmm.
Carl.
But anyway, should we go to the down camera, and I'm going to show the different papers that are in the line, and we'll go from there.
All right.
So
I was just
we can
thinking,
switch cameras
go.
here. I'm going to move my papers so we can see it.
And you can move this so you can see this too.
Okay.
Whoops.
Ooh, okay.
There you go.
Alrighty. Yep. So I'm going to first show the papers in the line. And one of my favorite things, one of my favorite papers is this cut apart. And you'll see, you know, pieces of this in the layout. And again, like, you know, Janet with her card kit, she had used this cut apart, and she fussy cutted the word bark. I thought it was genius when she used this cut apart up here, and she, you know, cut it, you know, in pieces, and used one for the card front and one for the pullout. I just think it's just a fun cut apart. They did a great job with the artwork on that. And the back of it
show,
is,
not to interrupt, but to show her card kit. We still have
some of these left. So we still have the card kit. You make, I think, 8 cards. Is that right? Or 10?
8.
8 cards. Yeah. 8 cards with the card kit. And the card kit is $32.99, but you get everything to make all the cards. They're different sizes, and you know, as always with Memory Bound, we include the inserts for the inside of the card. We include the card bases. We include the envelopes. So you do not have to add anything to it. We give you everything that you need, along with all the supplies to make it, and janitized instructions. So you can't go wrong with that.
And
it's
I forgot to say good morning to Janet, who is our linker here,
hi,
our linker and drinker.
Linker and drinker,
and there's also a bonus coaster in there.
Yes, that's right.
Has,
that's right. I forgot
that. Denise shared that her grandpups are Olive and Eleanor, and I love that. And Sherry told us that Ankeny was number 11 on one of the best of one of the. Oh, excuse me. Ankeny was number 11 on one of the best small towns to live in.
Oh, wow.
I had heard that. I'm sure it's because of Memory Bound and all its people.
I think so too.
Yes, we are such a drive of people coming here, but we do appreciate everybody that does stop by if they're going
We
through.
do, and we enjoy. Well, we had visitors from 3 different states yesterday, I think. So that was great.
We
it was wonderful.
I
you know,
can't,
some first-time visitors.
Remember.
Minnesota.
That's all I can remember is
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Either.
Shoot, I can't remember, but they.
It's
thank you for stopping
page.
by. Our new Wisconsin, I think it was Wisconsin.
Okay.
Our new friends that stopped by on their way through. We are we're right off I-80 and I-35. So if you take either one of this and you're going through Iowa, we're right at the intersection of where those meet. So, yeah, come by and stop and see us. We would love to see that, and let us know if you're new. Customer, but also let us know if this is the first time that you're watching us online. We like to say and welcome our new friends.
Exactly.
All right.
Alrighty. So the cut apart sheet of paper and the dot. I think collections are great that have a dot. I always say a good collection always has a good stripe, but good collections always have good dots too. This one I think is really fun with all the graffiti words and all the different colors. So you can use it with any of the papers in the collection, and then it turns over onto this kind of red with collars and the word wolf and the bones. So cute. And then you get that same thing kind of in the blue, real similar to that. And then you get a nice little yellow plaid. So pretty. That this yellow plaid is just a nice rich color, I think. This one is called To the Groomer, and you see all the supplies your groomer is going to use, from the blow dryer to the brushes to the shampoo, the gloves. And then you have the blue with the bones. And this is what I refer to as, a solid that's not a solid. It's tone on tone.
Can we just stop?
So,
you need to show that again.
Okay.
All right. And what do you call that?
A solid that's not a solid.
Okay, Peggy has coined that from long ago. And if you watch the new 49 in Market video with Janine and his name escaped me.
Dennis.
They shared the new collection. There are 2 new collections, which we have on order already. But they give a shout out to Memory Bound because Janine showed the solids and she called them solids that aren't solids.
Yes.
And Dennis said, yeah, like Memory Bound does that.
Yep.
Yes. So not only did we get a shout out, but we also are influencers.
We are influencers, right?
Yes. So solids aren't
Some may call us eneblers.
Yes, we are enablers. Yeah. But I thought that was so cool because I was sitting there listening to it and I just about passed out. I just about fell off my chair.
I know it.
So Peggy, you are
so
so famous. It was so cool. Thank you, 49 and Market, for giving us that shout out.
Yes. And like we said, their 2 new lines are coming, this week? I think they ship today.
They shipping soon, and they're amazing. The beach one, and his was
the beach, and then the other one was Nature's Haven,
Nature's
Haven maybe, and it was really a pretty one. It's really pretty. It's got some reds and greens.
They're both
just
beautiful.
Really natural.
The beach one we are actually going to use for a week in July.
Yep.
I saw. Thank you, Joy said. Thank you for sharing the directions. We are, like I said, just the intersection of I-35 and I-80, and we're just depending
on the east side of Des Moines. Yep. On the east side.
Yep.
Just
so
to the
kind of
just to the north.
Just to the north of Des Moines.
Yep.
Yeah. It doesn't take us very long.
No.
So all right. I'm trying to stay focused, but it's a hard time because it's a Monday. So go ahead.
It is. Okay. So now we have this one. This is really cute with all the little dog houses and the dogs by the dog houses. And again, a nice stripe. So like I said, good collections always have a nice stripe. This has a nice stripe. I really like that one. And then this one I thought was just so fun with all the different dogs. And you'll see all these dogs like on their sticker sheet and throughout their cut aparts and things. And again, a solid that's not a solid. This is a green and it's grass on there. It's grass. So, you can use these. These are your neutrals and your base papers that I think work really well. So, 7 different papers with that collection. Really nice. You get a really nice sticker sheet to go with it as well. I'm going to just destroy that display. But the sticker sheet has great stickers on it. And you'll see that on the layouts that I'm using a lot of these stickers on here as well. Really fun. I just like all the little dogs, and I mean, you saw Katie use it on her when she was doing her circle layouts on Thursday. So she used lots of the stickers and lots of the ephemera pieces. And then it also comes with a stamp set. And do I have a clean stamp set over there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Mine's used, so I don't want to show that one. But here's the ephemera sheet or the ephemera package that goes with it. You get 30 pieces in that, and in my layouts that I'm showing today, I've used a lot of these. I think Katie used a lot of hers with her circle layouts too, almost all of them. Yeah, I used over half of them on my layouts, so I think that's pretty good. You get a lot in that. And then the stamps. I thought the stamps were just really a lot of fun. I'm going to bring these up a little bit so you can see them. So I'm just really cute with the grass, the paw, the different doggies. This Hey Dog. This one says, I'm one lucky dog to have you. Yappy birthday. I think that's kind of fun play on words. And then hope you have a hot diggity day. This is the Hot Diggity Dog collection with the little ball. Just really fun stamps. And you'll see some of those used in today's layouts.
And I'm glad you're showing us the stamp set because when I look at the stamp set, I only see the stamps, and I like how you're going to show us how to use them.
Which layout do you want me to go with first? Grab one and I'll just start.
Okay, why don't we do? Oh gosh, the pressure.
Decisions.
I know. Let's do this one.
Okay. All righty. We're going to do this one. This is my little Bandit, and he is quite the little stinker. as I wrote in my journaling on here, I have never had a dog that plays with his toys and loves his toys as much as this little guy does.
Really?
Oh my gosh. He has a toy in his mouth all the time. Wherever he goes, there is a toy that he is carrying around. He will take his toys outside with him, and he'll like leave it in the far part of the yard. And the next time I let him out, I'll say, go get your toy. And he will get his toy and he'll bring it up to the door and drop it at the door. Won't carry it in. I have to get it, but he'll bring it to the door. That way I don't have to do the search and rescue mission out in the yard with him. So that's a good thing. But he carries these toys with him all the time. And this little guy right here, little Tiggy, and then he's got little sausage. Okay, so sausage dog. All of the toys have names. They all have names. We have Rainbow Fish and Mr. Bovine and
oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Foof Dog, Tiggy. But Tiggy is his very favorite toy of all. He carries Tiggy all over. He takes him to bed with him at night. He'll bring him in and jump up on the bed and put him on the pillow, and he'll sleep with him, at night, every night. And it's like we can't go to bed unless he's got Tiggy with him.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So we have to find Tiggy. So I just thought, I need to do a layout with all of his toys. So I needed to show how he is with his toys. And so I thought, this background paper, I wanted to use that paper. Just it's kind of a busy paper, but I wanted to use it.
And I'm glad that you're showing that, because sometimes I'll see that paper and I think, oh wow, that is awfully busy.
How do you
paper,
use it?
And
how do you use it? How do you neutralize it so it doesn't overpower your layout? But I wanted to use it because these dogs are so cute.
They are
I
good
I
dogs.
just wanted to use it, but I thought I have to use some of those more solid colors. In the layout, and kind of bring those to life in the layout as well, just to kind of neutralize the busyness. But I wanted to do this to show that you can use those busy layouts and those busy patterns, and they really work. So I just used Color Vibe. I think this is just brown Color Vibe that I used as the base. I cut this paper to 11.5 by 11.5 and popped it on there. So I have a 1/4 inch around. And that just kind of makes it a little more sturdy too. And so I kind of like that. And then I thought, well, I want to have kind of a real neutral, kind of a calmer area to put my photos. So I cut just a piece of white cardstock.
Oh, I didn't even see
just
that.
To kind of give me a block to put my pictures in to kind of work on. And then I wanted to just take a strip of paper and just kind of show that, border it. So what I did here, it's just an inch, 11.5 by 1 inch strip of paper. This one is cut 1.25 inches. And then I just, matted it on there. And then I just kind of, I have that one, I didn't bring that over, that Tim Holtz die that cuts the 4 edges. It's one of the vault ones that just came. It's got an alphabet with it.
Okay, I'll go look.
I used it on the Best of Show ones too.
Okay.
But I just used that and cut that, and you can see that I kind of had to piece it together because it's only like 5 inches long. So I kind of pieced that together to create this border, just to kind of bring all those colors in that I wanted to bring into the layout, because I knew that the toys were going to have a lot of colors in it. So I wanted to kind of bring all that. Like I said, I always like to use a stripe on here too. So that was what I wanted to do. That this is kind of where your eye, as you're looking at it, your eye can stop right there and see everything. So that's what that border does, neutralize that. Then I knew I wanted to use, these 3 little pictures. And so I just cut, a solid piece of cardstock. This is black Color Vibe that I used. And then I just cut the photo mats 1/8 of an inch bigger than my photos to fit on there, and just kind of laid that across on top of the white. Then I took my stamp set, and on the stamp set, there is this grass right here. And I wanted to use these little dogs and toys across the top just as a little border, but I needed a way to ground them on the layout. So I thought, I'm going to use the grass because they're going to be playing in the grass outside. You can see on the, on this background paper, here's the grass. They're all sitting in the grass. So I thought, well, I'm going to mimic that, and I'm going to just use my Mowed Lawn Distress ink and just the mowed lawn distress ink. You know, it's a nice grass green color, and I'm just going to kind of repeat the stamp all the way across to do that. So just on top of the photos, just to give you know, my little dogs a place to play and hang out. And then these are all from the sticker sheet. Powder them all up, and then you can see they're all from the sticker sheet. So there's this one and the guy on the skateboard. And then I took the little balls on there too. I used some of those little balls on there, as well as the little bone. I use that on there as well. And powder, like I said, I always powder them because I kind of move them around. I never really know exactly where I want to put them until I actually find the right spot, and then it's like, okay, I can stick them down, but I don't want to stick them down quite yet, because I might move them up a little, or move them down, or move them, you know, one side to the other. And so I just took my I took the powder tool and just took the sticker, you know, made them into die cuts basically instead of stickers. And then you can always put adhesive on the back. The adhesive will stick to it after you put the powder on. And then I just kind of laid them out here, kind of spaced them out, and then I kind of tucked the little balls around there, used one of the word strips right here from the dog stickers word strips. I use that on some of them because, you know, I really like word strips. And then I just kind of popped those on there. There's that. And just kind of made a little scene up there. So it's kind of, because otherwise I thought, oh, it's just kind of plain, and I needed something up there. And then I decided, well, this is where I'm going to do my my journaling and my title. My journaling block, this is one of the cut aparts from that cut apart sheet that I used, and I just printed on that. My journaling is just printed on that. Talks about Tiggy and Sausage Dog. This is from the ephemera package. I thought, you know, his toys are his friends, so let's go with, you know, the little furry friends there too. I really like that, and I also like the fact that it was in red, and I was using the red. I'm emphasizing the red, you know, on and off throughout here. So the red and yellow are kind of the colors that I'm kind of emphasizing as I do the layout. And then I you know, used a couple other stickers that I use dimensional adhesive, the foam squares, and just pop those up a little bit. And yep, this is the die that I used to cut the brown stripe over here. I'm going to put this up so you can kind of see that edge. I guess you can't really see it there. You can see that edge a little bit better.
And there. Here's the here they are cut too.
Oh yeah, sorry. Here they are. This is what they all look like when they're cut. So this is what all those edges look like. And this is really a nice little basic die to have at home. I think it just gives you a nice little border for things, and you can cut them as thick as you want them. You can cut them, you know, 6 inches, you know, and have that, or you can cut it, you know, 1/2 inch, whatever you want. I think that works out really well. Then back to this, I wanted to put the cut apart here. You'll see that, you know, I have the white square on, you know, for the background, and, you know, my photos. So I had this area down here to fill up with my title and my journaling. And so the journaling is there. I just typed that on my computer, ran it through my computer. I added, you know, a couple of enamel dots and a little puffy heart from Doodlebug. The enamel dots that I'm using today actually come from the Best of Show line, so it matched really well. But you can see you can add enamel dots just to give a little bit of interest just about anywhere on your layout. And I think Katie did a great job of showing that on Thursday with her circle layouts, where she, you know, put, you know, a few enamel dots here and there along the circle, just, you know, to fill in a little, you know, empty spot, to add a little color here and there. And that's kind of what I did, you know, with these. It just seemed a little empty, and thought, well, it needs just a little bit, and I'm, you know, mimicking this round shape too.
Enamel dots I have a weakness for.
I do too.
Because they work so good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And, you know, most of the collections are going to have a set of enamel dots with them. This one doesn't have a set, but that doesn't mean you can't match them up with, you know, things that you might already have. So use what you have, you know, check around. And like, you know, the Doodlebug puffy hearts, they come in so many colors, they'll match just about everything. You'll see I used, you know, a little one here, and then up here. I thought up here it looked kind of plain after I did it, and so a couple days after I had done this layout, I thought, you know, that's just kind of plain up there. So I just added some border, just little border strips right up here, just to kind of add some color into it. And I added a little puffy heart there just to kind of finish it off. And you'll see the stripe right here. This is actually from the ephemera package. It is this frame right here is what it is. And I cut it apart. You can see part of it is right up here. Part of it is down here. And then I use part of it up here. So don't be afraid to cut apart your ephemera pieces. It will work for you. If you want, just to add a little bit of color, if you don't have a photo to go in it, but you still want to use that because you like that pattern or the design on it, go ahead, cut it up and use little pieces of it. I think is a great thing. And then my title block. What I did here, I just used the Simple Stories letter stickers, the books that you can get for them.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I just used the letter stickers. These are really great. These are the bolds that I used. And, you get the 6 different colors. You get, 3 sizes of alphabets with each color, which I think is great. And I used just the little typewriter version to put just a and his. So just a boy and his toys for the title. And I thought, it just fit in there, really nicely. And I used the, I had the die or the,
which one?
This one right
Can
here.
I help you?
Right here.
Can I help
the
you?
Spellbinders, the Pooh, classic Pooh letters.
That is a favorite of mine.
Is what I
Love
used
it.
to cut this. And I'm going to show you how to layer those up too here at the end. So I'll show you how to do that and create a really fun little title that you can just add color to. I think, if I would have just used, just one color, like just the yellow or just the red, would have been fine, but I think by layering it, it just kind of pops it up a little bit more, giving that shadow, I think just levels the layout up just a little bit more. But yeah, here's the enamel dots that I use. So, nice yellow, it's a nice red in there, nice blue.
Those are good.
Works really well. So best of show with the enamel dots. So we'll go to the next layout.
All right.
I'm ready. Okay, this is one. This is my grandson, Maxon. He goes by Max sometimes. And good old Carl. Carl. And again, I did use, the yellow stickers from this collection here again for Max and Carl. I knew I wanted to do that in yellow. And then we have here in the store, we have a lot of die cuts that are titles. So I brought just, a couple of them over here. There's titles. We have a lot of different dog breeds. So depending on what kind of breed of dog you have, we just have a lot of different die cut titles that you can use on your layouts.
Maybe
and make
we should
so
end it
easy.
Maybe we should end it over there and show all the different die cuts for dog breeds.
Yeah, I think that's great
because we have a lot of dogs.
We'll show them to you because we've got some great titles. And I mean, how easy to it makes it easy on the layout to really, you don't have to think about it. You just pop that title on, and you've got a great they're just sized so perfectly. And I think they work well.
I have got several of these titles, Peggy, and I just am like, what do I do with this? And I'm so glad you're showing us how to use these. I know I myself have a cutting machine, but sometimes it's just so nice to just go and get it.
It is.
And it's done.
It really is. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to say, oh, how am I going to use that?
Right.
And things. It's just, it really worked well. Now, as I said, on these layouts today, I was kind of into just using like strips of paper to kind of showcase all of the different patterns and colors that are in the layouts. My border strip on that first one. On this one, I just took 2 wide strips of paper that coordinated and just laid them down side by side. I did take my my brown ink brushed corduroy, is what I always go with. And I just went around the edges of the paper just to kind of just to define those edges a little bit more on here, just to kind of pop those out. So these I think are maybe 5 inches wide. 5 inches wide, I think, by 11 and a half. So 5 by 11 maybe. Is what
because you have a nice border there too.
So I have that border, and 5 by 11 is what they are, and just pop them together. So I've got, 1/2 inch here. It did leave me 1 inch on either side, but to make sure that my borders were even, and I think that's really an important thing for a nice balanced layout, is the evenness of the borders. You try to keep those borders as even as you can. So I have the 1/2 inch here. I had to cut my brown background right here to 11.5. So I have the 1/2 inch on this side too. So 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. That just kind of makes it more balanced. If I had, brought it in a little bit, it would have like looked just a little funky, I think. So just to give that balance on there. And again, I use the white color vibe just as a nice little neutral in there to kind of hold everything together, so I could add more colors onto it. And then I decided, okay, now what am I going to do? I know I want to use this title, Dog, my best friend, because with Maxon and Carl, they are together all the time. Max and Carl. Max loves Carl. Max is really my dog lover. In fact, in my journaling, I refer to him as a little Dr. Doolittle, that he can just talk to the animals because he is just such an animal lover, and it's really fun to watch. And so then I also took the stamp set, and as I was putting this together, I knew I wanted to use the stamp set somehow. And the first one I did, I have this picture with Max and Carl, and I used the one, I am one lucky dog to have you. And I just, I think Max is pretty lucky to have Carl too. But, I wanted to put that under there, just, rather than like a word strip, I still have those words. And then, I got my title on here. I got my other photo on there. I got my journaling on there with, the Max and Carl's name, and used, a couple of the word strips there. And I thought, it needs something else. I need something else. And I thought, I'm going to use these stamps. And I thought about coloring them in, and I think it would have been great had I colored them in. But with the title, with the open paw on the title, I thought just using the black is going to be good. Just using the black ink, and make them that way is going to be good, because I have color in so many other areas, of this layout. So I just stamped those.
But it doesn't. I think if you would color them, your eyes would have gone to that instead of the pictures.
I think so too.
That was a good choice.
So I just wanted to kind of include that, and just some of the playfulness. So the dogs, and then the little paws too. That I included just to kind of fill space. And I think that's one thing you can do when you have a smaller stamp, whether it be like this little ball or the little paw, you can use that to fill a space. I think that works a lot like, if you use the enamel dots or, the hearts. Oops, that's that one. The sprinkles from Doodlebug. I think this is a great thing. You'll see that I use those right here and right here. So, the little yellow dots or yellow hearts, as your enamel dots. I think those work well. Or if I hadn't had these and I wanted to just use enamel dots, I could have done that. Now, the next thing I did tie, that isn't real tight, but I did put, some twine. I wanted to kind of include some twine up here, because again, I had just a little bit of open space that I wanted to fill, but I didn't want it to be busy filled. So I thought this gave me color, and it just kind of complemented, the different colors in here. These banner pieces came from the ephemera package, which I think is really cute. I really like that. Again, up here, the ephemera package, and the ephemera package. You get so many really wonderful pieces in that ephemera package. I think that's just really a fun thing.
Ephemera package for the circle layouts that I showed, and then you can use them for square layouts that you're showing.
And that's from the ephemera package too. So yeah, you can just use them. You can include them, in anything that you do. And again, the 5 by 11-inch strips, butted together to give you a little bit of color, and then you kind of neutralize it by using that white background and adding things to it. So I think this really came out as a really fun, kind of colorful layout too.
I love it.
But because I was able to use the white here, I'm not overpowering my my photos with all the different patterns of the paper. So I think that works out really well in that one too. Okay, Katie, I'm ready for layout number 3.
Okay. I'm sorry.
And here's another one that I used.
And it doesn't look. It doesn't do well.
A third one that I used the cut apart, and I used a title. So you'll see I used this title right here. So the Puppy Love title, and I kind of added a little bit to it as I went along. But I just really liked that title, and I thought it went with these papers really nicely. I mean, you can see it just kind of goes with everything on this collection.
It does
I think
match
it's a
really
great
well.
one. I really like this one a lot. So I use that Puppy Love title on here that you can see. And then I also use the cut apart sheet. So when I first saw this cut apart sheet, I thought there are some really great cut aparts in here. You saw me use this one already with, you know, on the journaling. But this one, I just thought, I love that. You know, it says, so apparently I'm not allowed to adopt all the dogs. Rude, but okay. And our family is full of adopted dogs. That's what we've done.
I love that.
I actually have, we actually had one other dog. I just didn't have a photo of him that I could include.
You don't have Jack.
Well, he's not adopted.
Oh,
He was not rescued. I shouldn't
so
say he wasn't rescued. He wasn't
got
rescued.
you.
I'm
Okay.
sorry. I was
This
thinking
is
rescued.
only
These are
about
my
the
rescue dogs.
Gotcha.
So so I did have one other one, a little Australian Terrier that I really loved, but I didn't have a good picture of him.
This
So
is so good.
he didn't make it. So I just included my little rescue dogs on here. And I knew that I just wanted just a row of pictures. Now, if I didn't want to use the cut apart, I could have put another picture in here. I could have used a second cut apart if I wanted to. You know, you can mix and match it. If I wanted to use like a 4x6 photo, I could have done that with a cut apart and a smaller one, or, you know, flip them around. So any way you want to line those up, you can do it. But this just gave me, you know, an area to put the four areas for photos. And then I thought, well, I really wanted to use this, you know, the verbiage, the graffiti paper. I liked it, and I thought, I need to be able to use that in some way. How am I going to be able to use it? And finally I thought, I'm just going to cut it. I'm going to put it on the edges. And this is called Best Dog Ever. I just really love all the words in it. It's just fun. And so I wanted to do that. And red is one of my favorite colors. And the fact that, you know, this had red in it too, I just took a strip and just kind of cut or tore that, the red color vibe, tore that to make a little edge. And then I used that good stripe, that brown stripe. I just used that just to kind of start bringing everything into the middle, and then just based it, you know, on the espresso. I think Janet used the espresso cardstock with her card kit. So I went with that. And then I decided I was going to use the different colors in the collection as the photo mats. So you'll see that I use the blue here, I use the red here, I use the yellow on this one, and then I used just regular brown on this one rather than espresso, because I didn't want it to you know, blend in, or, you know, dye into the background paper. I wanted it to kind of blend in there, but I wanted it to be able to be seen. I wanted that to kind of stand out a little bit. So I use the different colors in the collection for the photo mats. So when you do photo mats, you don't have to do them all in the same color. You can use any color that you want with it. And I just really wanted to do that to kind of tie everything in. So I did that, and then I started, you know, pulling some of my ephemera pieces around and seeing what I could do with that. And my tags right up here, I thought this needed something up here, and so the tags, I just I use this one right here. And you can see the little dot there. I actually just cut across the top so that I still have this part at home, but I just cut across the top to use that. And then on the sticker sheet, there's this one right here, and I just cut across the top on that one too. So I could use that, and those are, you know, they look like, you know, journaling might pull up, but they're really there just for decoration. And then I just really liked the fact that they had, you know, what did they call it? File folder, the tabs, file tabs.
Mm-hmm.
I really like those. And I guess on one of my other layouts, I used that and I forgot to show that. But, you know, I like, you know, good, because I mean, these dogs are all so good. You know, Maddie, he was just a puppy there. You know, when that picture was taken,
That
was
picture
actually
is awesome.
That was from my daughter's wedding. He got to come to the wedding. He came to the wedding for pictures, and then he had to go home.
That.
But, you know, and this is Bandit, the one we currently have.
The chewer.
The chewer.
The book bandit.
The book bandit, yes. The lover of books, the reader in the family. But as I did this layout, I wanted to document, you know, that they were rescue dogs and where they came from. So here, Bandit, you know, we got him a year ago, February, and we got him from the Raccoon River Animal Rescue in Perry. And I just feel so fortunate. He's turned into such a good little pup for us. And then Mattingly, I actually was looking for an Australian Terrier, and they called me and said, hey, we have this Australian Terrier here. And I went over to see him, and I thought, well, he's not an Australian Terrier. But he was just so darn cute. I couldn't resist. So I brought him home. Yep.
Well, how could you not look at him?
Yeah, I know.
He's just
so I brought him
scruffy.
home. So we got him in 2011, and we got him from the Ames Animal Shelter in Ames. And then when Mike and Ryan adopted Carl, they were actually living up in Carl. They were he's living his best life, guys. He really is. He came from a rescue out of Minneapolis. They were living in Minnesota at the time, and he came from a rescue in Minneapolis. And January 3rd of 2015, I don't know if anybody from Minnesota remembers that day. It was a beautiful day to start the day because we moved Mike and Ryan from one town to another. We moved him to Mankato that day, and Micah left early in the afternoon to go to Minneapolis to get Carl, and came home in a blizzard.
Oh,
so it was a little dicey for her ride home with Carl, and Carl does not like storms of any kind, and that might be part of why. So
he's brought home in a blizzard. He's like,
he was brought home in a blizzard, and it's like, oh, I hope this is a good omen. I don't know.
I would have been like, pull over, pull over.
So again, like I was saying, I used one of the die cuts that we have here. For the title, and then I added a couple of stickers. I added this little sticker from the sticker sheet. He was still on the sticker sheet when I was doing this layout, and I thought he's just dying to be used, and so I pulled him off. I just added him on there, and
He's
then
perfect.
adopted. So I used that sticker as well. So that was, I just wanted to, so that we all knew that he was adopted. This too is from the sticker sheet, and then I just did my journal strips. So I actually kind of brought that over here. I showed to show people how I do it. I actually will print it off on my computer paper, run that through my printer, and then I will put my cardstock on top of that, and then run it back through my printer that way. And then I have this, and then I take it over to my cutter, and then I start cutting it. And you can cut it any way you want to, whatever depth you want. I usually will double space my my text as I do it. Oopsie, I'm not down right. I usually will double space my text. Oh, how come I'm not cutting? Oh, because it came out on the way here. There we go. Okay.
Oh, so you're using the new spellbinders.
Yeah. So I will double space my text as I do it. And then I'll just bring it over to my trimmer and kind of line it up. Oh, and then it fell out. I'm not having great luck with this one today. Okay, there we go.
It's Monday.
Easy to put back
in.
Yeah. And then you just kind of go like this. And
can you put it up a little bit higher?
Oh, yep. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
So you just kind of start cutting your text.
And Peggy, while you're doing that, do you print your own pictures, or do you have someone print them for you?
No, I print Walmart.
You do take them to Walmart.
Yeah.
So they are able to do the smaller sizes.
The 2.5, the 2.5 by 3.5 are their wallet size ones.
Okay.
And so then I just cut my strips to however long they are, so you can kind of see those. And then
I'm glad you're showing us this because I love this technique.
If you only have like a couple lines of text to put on there, I think it's and you just want just a little bit, I think it's a great way. So here they are. Then I just glue them down, and then I can kind of alternate how they go, or I can put them. I could have put like 2 up here and 2 down here. Whatever way you want to go.
Yeah,
with
you
it.
Play with
so
them a little bit. Yeah,
it gives you just a little bit more flexibility. So that is how I do a lot of that journaling.
What font did you use? They're wondering. Can you remember? I never remember my fonts.
Oh gosh, I know it was a 12. This was an 11 that I used. Font size, Calibria.
Okay. Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
It might be that. I can't remember. A lot of times I just use the Arial. It's the default. One, and I'm good with that because it's easy to read. So that's how I do that. And then I'm going to show you real quick how to shadow the letters too.
I just want you to know I'm going to scrap lift every single one of these.
So here is what I did. Let me do this. I'm going to just do a real quick little title for you using a cutout here. I'm going to use this little cutout. Line that up there.
Oh, good.
Okay, so I'm going to use this. So let's just say I'm working on a layout and it's just a lazy afternoon with a dog in the backyard, you know, and I have my letters. And so I'm going to actually put my letters right on here so you can see them. And I have gone through, I use the classic Pooh die cut letters. I don't know where that went to, but it's somewhere around here. It's in the pile somewhere.
There's one beside you.
Oh, it's right here. We have one right here. That's why I put them up there.
Yeah.
So I just use these letters. They're nice, versatile. I think they're a great set. You know, if you have something that is a kind of playful, I think is really fun. And what I'll do, I'll just put some adhesive on the back of whatever color I decide is going to be my top letter. So the red is going to be in the top. The brown is going to shadow it. And I'm just going to put the adhesive on there, and then I'm just going to lay it on here. And there it goes. There it's shadowed. Just, I mean, just as easy as that. You just lay it one on top of the other.
I think I'm going to bring the camera just down a little bit so we can see it. There you go. Yeah, down.
So you
down.
kind of see,
oh, yeah.
You know, how the
There
shadow
you
works.
go.
So it's just, you know, you take one on top of the other. And you just kind of do the same angle, you know, for each of the letters of your word.
That's so easy. So you just cut out two.
You cut out two.
The bottom one, does it have to be kind of a darker one?
You can do it however you want, whatever way you want to do it. I mean, I could have gone this way with it, and it would have looked fine.
Yeah.
I just want to put the red on the top, you know. Probably should have gone with yellow if I'm using this cut apart, but that's okay.
I think it looks good.
Demonstrational purposes only.
I like how you're showing us how you do that.
So that's how you shadow it. So then, if I want to do just a kind of a fun little, you know, title.
I think you need to move your camera up just a bit.
I'm sorry.
There you go.
There we go.
Perfect.
Okay, so we've seen that.
Yeah.
And let me.
I love this little layout. Doesn't he just seem so happy?
I thought I had mine.
Has a tennis ball laying in the grass.
Yes, he is just a cute little guy, isn't he?
He is. Charlie will do that. She'll run and run and run, and then she just plops herself down. And I don't mean like she just lays down. She plops like a mid-run plunk, and loves to lay out there.
Yep. And so, you know, then I'm just going to, and you can use dimensional adhesive if you want, you know. And, yeah, I'll just use this one.
Okay. Karen's asking, will the lowercase Pooh letters work with the uppercase alphabet you showed today?
It's going to work. It will work. They're just a little bit different. I think the Pooh is maybe a little more rounded than what the Disney is. The Disney, I think, has a little bit more cornered edges, where the Pooh is a little more rounded on there, but you can use
I
them
would
together.
absolutely. I am one that will mix up fonts all the time, just depending on what the word is and what, like, I look at the A's are really different, so that would definitely be fun to do. I automatically look at Sam, how to spell Sam and Jack.
Yep. And see if you like how it looks. Yeah.
I would definitely be. I think
size wise, they're going to work just fine.
Yeah, absolutely. Because the A,
the capital letter is going to be bigger than your small case letter on here. I think they're going to work just fine.
I think so too.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yep. And Spellbinder dies, I think, are great. They, I'll just leave it there so you can see it. They cut well. I have quite a number of Spellbinders dies at home, and I think they cut really well. I'm just going to go. I know this isn't straight, but I was just going to go around that little B on there.
I am glad to say that I have a fellow scrap lifter. Lisa is going to scrap lift these ideas. They're fabulous, and you always do such a nice job.
Oh, you know, and if you have any questions,
just
ask. You know, I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have too. So that's fine. So
and she's here all day.
Yeah, I'm here all day. I'm here all day.
I love that.
Yeah. And then to use your enamel dots, I think are just kind of fun. I'm just going to use the little hearts because, you know, the sprinkles, the Doodlebug sprinkles and the enamel dots, they're interchangeable as far as I'm concerned. And you can just kind of, you know, use a little heart, you know, up there, put a little yellow one, you know, down by the B if you want.
So cute.
You know, just kind of throw them in there just to add those little nips of color. I'll just use a little green one down by the grass. down by his ear.
And that's one reason why we do our demos, is to show you how to use the product in different ways.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we're very happy when you say you'll scrap lift us.
Yes. We
are pro scrap lifting.
We really
that's why
like
we do it.
We're keeping crafting alive in 25,
yes.
and
good job,
and we
Peggy.
want to encourage everybody to do just have fun with stuff. And
this is interesting.
I don't know. It's just laying here.
Are you going rogue?
I am.
All right. I love it when it's just laying there. Well, you do that too.
This happens to me at home a lot too. I mean, it's just laying there, so why not use it? I mean, just put that on there, and here's our little title that we can put on a page.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
I don't know, like that. Put it there. Put it there. I don't know. Let's go up here. Just
so cute.
For kicks and giggles there. So you have a little title that you can put on a page. If I wanted to do that, I could put that right up there. And
we need to put your camera back up.
I could put that right up there.
You
as I mean, it's cute. It's going to work. What you're going to do.
And if you had 3 pictures of one dog, you could put the dog's name on there.
Absolutely, yeah. That would be a great thing. Yeah, Carl would fit.
Carl would fit.
Yeah,
I don't think Charlie would fit, but he's smaller.
Carl would fit. So
I mean
these letters work great, and like I said, easy to shadow them. Just cut, double cut them in 2 different coordinating colors, and then just lay one on top of the other one. You can if you want to shadow to this side, or if you want to shadow to that side, whichever direction you want to go is going to work.
I'm glad you showed that very simple little trick to do.
So your little strip journaling, just to cut that out, and then you use your cut aparts as titles too. So they're just nice little emphasis on there. If I wanted to do that too, that's going to work. So,
I love that.
Yeah. So are we going to go over and show the
yes, you're absolutely. Let me flip the camera first.
Yep.
There we go.
Okay.
All right. And thank you we're going to show you some of the dog stuff that we still have.
Yeah.
In our Dog Days of Summer area.
Yep.
So I'm going to go this way.
And I'm going to follow.
All right. And this is our Steamboat Willie section.
Yeah, with the
new die.
The dies.
That one's
die.
going to go.
The stickers.
Yeah.
And the dies there.
How fun.
Cute. Love it.
I don't want to go too fast because I don't want to give anybody nauseous sickness or motion sickness. Yeah, oh my gosh. And our Rustin Rev Point 2.0 and summer stuff. And
here's the dogs.
Here's our dog stuff.
Yep.
And I will start over here. Just some all in create. I still do that. The Bow Wow.
Aren't those all in create stamps just so adorable?
Oh, they're funny. And then these are some of the PhotoPlay items that Peggy used today.
Yep.
And some Bella Boulevard. We also have some die cuts, and we'll be showing things all week. Again, this week, tomorrow, Penny, Mini Christmas, is here, and she's going to be using the dog stamp, and she's going to do some Copic coloring for us tomorrow.
We still have some of the card kits.
Yep, some card kits still left. Simple Stories line. And here are some titles. Love My Dog. Love is a 4-letter word. We do still have a couple puppy love ones. They're over on the table. A dog leaves paw prints on your heart. That could also be used for a card front. Dogs ask so little but do so much. And that was the other one that Peggy used today.
And then we have a lot of different breeds too.
And then we also have some of the layouts that we've created for Dog Week. And then let's go look at all these breeds.
Now we do have cat.
Yeah. We have a lot of cat
the
stuff also. Cat titles. I love my cat. We love our cats. And some cats and a sample layout up there of cats. We do have we honor our cats also.
Yep.
All right. So here's 2 of the die cuts. And then when we look over here, I might have to step in, are all these different dogs, breeds that we have. I would name them, but I don't know what they are. Bulldogs. This would be Charlie, the golden. German Shepherd. There's Bandit.
Yep.
2 bandits.
2 bandits.
And probably a golden doodle, maybe?
I think it looks like a doodle, yeah.
Okay. Look at the Huskies. We have 3 different colors. Thank you. Labs. Yellow, black, and brown labs. Oh, and those cute little dachshund. Oh, that almost looks like June. Or Daisy June, I'm sorry. Daisy June. And there
There's
is
the
Jack,
Jack.
the corgi.
Mhm.
And I think this is isn't that an Australian Shepherd?
Is it? Yeah.
I don't know.
Does it have a blue eye?
No, it has a brown eye,
okay.
so maybe not.
Mhm.
I think this is a golden doodle, also,
Mm-hmm.
or it might be a Wheaten Terrier. I'm not sure. Beagles, Basset Hounds. Or I had a Basset. A Collie. Whoops. This is the Lassie, wasn't it called?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then down here we have Dalmatians, and we have Cocker Spaniels and Dobermans.
Mm-hmm.
So we have all sorts of breeds. We are out of some of our breeds though, but we have all sorts of breeds on there. And then I'm not quite sure what this is.
I'm not sure either.
But then this is just
a
a happy dog.
Mm-hmm.
Happy dog, happy dog.
And then we do
I am
also
a
have the
happy dog.
paper collection that matches the
Yeah.
ephemera and frames and tags that we have on special.
Yes.
So this is the Pets paper collection that matches the special that we have today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we also have some other stamps.
Yep.
The Best of Show
Mm-hmm.
that Peggy has used. And then
Washi
we
tape.
have in memory
Mm-hmm.
of our dogs.
Yep.
So all sorts of things that we
Yeah.
still do.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have to walk back over there because I
Okay.
have to sign off over
Oh,
there.
okay.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
so
So-
sorry.
Okay.
All right.
I will
Let's see if
follow
there's
you.
anything.
Anything
Whee! All right. So we're gonna head back over.
Mhm.
Tomorrow, Penny will be here and she's gonna color Copic colors with the stamp
Mhm.
called what is it? The Crazy Dogs?
Oh, yeah.
Is that right?
Mhm.
Okay.
I think so.
Crazy Dogs. We have a really fun week, and Teresa will be here on Friday for Fabric Friday. She
Ooh,
will be
exciting.
back for Fabric Friday. Yes.
Is she doing teal?
Oh, look at it. It's like I'm spinning. I'm like going too
Going in a
fast.
circle?
All right.
Okay.
Sorry. Studio. Just look at our beautiful studio.
Yes, uh-huh.
I'm going slower. You want to get back?
With our-
People, you get back.
With our can of corn and our TV.
I know. People
Oh, we didn't
sometimes
even turn
people
on our
have
on
to
air sign.
come in. I think it
We
needs
forget
batteries.
to do that. Okay. Okay. I don't feel so bad.
That come in. We have like cream corn there.
Yeah. They wonder
All right,
what?
everyone. Thank you again, and thank
Yes,
you, Peggy,
thank
for
you. Thank you,
showing.
thank
I
you,
better
thank
put this
you.
down so it doesn't rock and roll.
And, I hope you get to document your furry friends,
Well,
dogs, cats,
I'm going
whatever kind you
to
have.
scrap lift these big time, so I appreciate that. All right, to everyone, stay
Yes.
cool today. I know
Have a
it's
happy
not.
Monday.
I know it's thick out, so
Yeah. Dog days of
yeah,
summer.
it is. Have
Yeah.
a happy Monday, like
Yes.
Peggy said, and
Mhm.
thank you, Monday. Thank you, Peggy, and
thank
we
you
will.
for
I gotta get.
watching.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging with us.
Thank you.